The Mayo Experience.
That Mayo Experience. That Mayo Experience. That Mayo Experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, presented by DraftKings. Masters Week rolls on with the best bets and pool picks for the 2023 Masters Tournament. So a reminder to all of you out there to smash the like button to the episode, sub to Mayo Media Network. The Listeners League, that's full. We filled it up before people on the West Coast woke up on Tuesday. That's over $100,000 of rake-free guaranteed money on DraftKings. So thank you very much for filling that up. You can check out the Fantasy Golf Degenerates. They also have a minimal rake Listeners League if you want to get in that. I will be playing in that one if you're looking for more DraftKings action. If you're looking for free action, pool picks, which we'll be going over a little bit later on, you can join the Mayo Masters Pick'em Pool. It's on. You have to download an app. You can find it in the description. It's the League Safe Locks app, completely free to play. Highly recommend that you do it. $500 to the winner, I believe. It's either $500 total or $500 to the winner, whatever it is. It's free to play. It's free money. But if you love free money, here's the deal. I'm giving away $600 in cash, 2 free annual Fantasy National memberships. And I said if we got 200 new Apple Podcast reviews, I'd put even more money in the pot. We still need 87 more new Apple Podcast reviews. If you've left one already, you probably still want to do it again, because to get in this cash giveaway, in the Fantasy National giveaway, you got to get ballots in the draw. And the most you can get is by subscribing, rating, and reviewing the Pat Mayo Experience audio podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. You do both, you have 20 ballots in the draw. Leave your Twitter handle or email, and you can screenshot me your Spotify review on Twitter at the PME, whatever it is. That's how you get ballots in the draw. That, subscribing to the YouTube channel, that's worth 3 ballots, and 5 ballots is subscribing to the free newsletter, where you can find all of this information and the daily hits, the weather updates, the final bets, everything like that. So I highly recommend that you do it. We're doing the best bets today. We made a lot of money, actually. At least I did, at the Players' Championship with my best bets. So we felt like we had to bring in a ringer. We have Rob, we have Cam, and Geoff Fienberg in studio with us. So 12 bets for you.
This is an honor. This is an honor for me. This is a throwback for me. I love both these guys. I enjoy your show. I hope not to bring it down, both in quality and in units, but here we are.
Rob, are you going to readjust your strategy? Because at the Players, you and Cam were like, here are my best bets. They're 70-1.
I have readjusted my strategy, yes. I'm no longer going the 0-3 route. At least, I mean, I very easily could go 0-3 with these picks, but I'm not going super long shots or anything here. So very different story. I heard it from the crowd last. By the way, like, you know, listen.
We also picked Keith Mitchell.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, we're morons. That's what we are. Stooge
It is
fest.
what it is.
Yes. Yeah.
How about you, Cam? Are you adjusting at all, or are you just going to let it ride?
I don't know what the hell we're doing, to be honest with you, Pat. Like,
it's the same. It is the same show we always do. Gold, silver, bronze.
Silver, bronze. I know, but as I said before, like, how the hell am I going to narrow it down to gold, silver, bronze? And I'm going to have like 70 golf bets. Like, we have matchups, T20s, like all sorts of stuff. I know. Sorry, Pizzola, I see you already like rolling your eyes. Nice new studio, by the way. You don't look like powder anymore there. I enjoy the new look. Anyway, I guess so, Pat, like, how should I adjust my strategy? More top 10s, top 20s, matchups? Like, what do you suggest?
I mean, put it this way. I lost all of my outright bets at the Players' Championship. You know which ones I did win? My to make the cut 2-person parlay and both the top 40 bets that I gave out at like plus 350. Okay. Like, those still pay.
We pick it? Can we pick it outright? No?
Yeah, you can pick any bets that are currently available. You have the ability to select in whatever order you want. I have one that's 25-1.
I came into this.
I like that.
Like, because I watch your guys' show regularly in football, and I asked sort of Pat this morning, like, I'm ready for anything, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Because in football, it'd be like, you know, every game is essentially minus 110. But golf bettors sometimes, they look down on a minus 110 bet, even though it'll still cash Sunday night at dinner time like a football game.
If it's a good bet, it's a good bet. Like, there's certain sites are offering a super boost on Tiger Woods at the moment to make the cut at even money. I bet Tiger Woods to make the cut at even money. Now, that's
a great bet.
That's a cap market. You can only get down so much money on that, but when the line is minus 300 and you can bet it at even money, whether it wins or not, I still feel like it's a good bet.
I'll be honest,
100%.
The competition in the marketplace that I was expecting to see with how, you know, regulation is sort of hitting everywhere. I'm a bit disappointed as we
Me too, Jeff. Good
I
call.
thought it'd be more competitive numbers, more competitive bonuses, more competitive boosts. I haven't
Also,
seen it.
This geo block shit's bullshit. I can't bet on a computer anymore. I don't want to bet on my phone. I do a show. I can't be whipping out my cell phone every break. Like, it's getting really stupid, man. Like, why do you think people I know, like Billy the Doorman and these guys call Johnny Knuckles again? They're sick and tired of this stuff. Like, the bookies have never been in the business. Like, these guys, their business is hot. They're not making it easy for people. I thought this was going to be cool, but hey, when the government gets involved in anything, booze, gambling, anything that's fun, the party's over.
Can I tell Cam, and Rob will appreciate this too, and I'm sure he's familiar with it.
Yep.
Not only am I, like, now that I am in Halifax, I can't access my books from home, and in Masters Week, it's kind of been driving me crazy, and I got proxies. It's almost like I had to pay an assistant at home to be ready for anything I text them.
But you have far more unregulated opportunities here.
Okay, yes, that might be fair. But what has bugged me the most, and I hate to start it like this, is I've now been limited at books to like $2 that I've never even won at.
Oh, yeah.
They've limited, Cam. They're limiting me because they have a stale live number that I catch a 400 to 1 that should be like 70 to 1. Guess what? He still freaking loses. So because I just have this history of getting plus CV in live golf, CLV in live golf, I'm now cut off on a book. But I never won a bet. They don't even know who's sharp. I'm a square and they're cutting me off. That's how stupid this new world is.
Jeff, I'm the biggest lemon out there. I had the Minnesota Wild last night. Vegas scores with seconds left in the game, killed like a huge parlay with Boldy at, right, Rob? You know what I mean? I got nothing. Like, I'm so unlucky. It's just unbelievable. But anyway, Jeff, just a question. Is that Barney Rubble on your shirt with the golf?
Yeah, it is. It's Barney and
Fred.
It
looks amazing. Oh, what a that thing on hand, Fred. Oh God, what a jersey you got there.
And the thing
I like your Masters gear too. Nice, good stuff, guys. You guys.
Yeah, I stole this from my dad's closet. It's from that era where like Warner Brothers characters on clothing in like the late '80s and early '90s was a thing.
I
apparently.
like it. That's a great.
Yeah,
that's
this vintage.
That's amazing.
This
vintage.
That's
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Well,
Very
let's get into these picks. We got some gold selections. We got some silver selections. We got some bronze selection. I'm sure Cam will go through the entire periodic table at some point with some selections. But I will start this off. It's a 5-leg to make the cut parlay. And I'm going to have way more of these coming out because it's my favorite time of year to make the cut parlays. And these are not as good of bets. These used to be the best bets you could make every single year on golf before they got rid of the within 10 strokes rule. Because remember, we were sweating it live on the show one year and I cashed, I think it was like a 300 to 1 to make the cut parlay. Because I think 71 of the 89 players made the cut at the Masters. It was like, okay, this is great. And the books had never adjusted. Now, COVID got rid of that rule, so it is just top 50 in ties make the cut. But here's what I got going. I got Justin Rose, Kim, Corey Connors, Shane Lowry, and Abraham Answer, 3 to 1. All 5 need to make the cut. I like all 5 of these guys this week. I don't need them to come in 5th. I don't need to come in 6th or 1st. They just need to play the weekend, and I'm good to go. So that one's 3 to 1 or 3 to 1.
I like that.
That's where I'm starting off with my gold selection for the Masters. Rob, you're up next.
All right, gold selection. So I'm going tournament 3 balls for the Masters. I'm taking Xander Schauffele plus 160 in a threesome with DJ and Cam Smith. And honestly,
is this full? Hold on, is this full tournament or is this just round 1?
Full tournament.
Really? They have full tournament 3 balls?
They do.
Really?
So you're saying Rob's a liar?
I don't know.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, it is. It's offered on DraftKings Sportsbook. I didn't realize that was a thing.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
It's there. So, listen, I actually like Xander quite a bit this week, but it's also who he's paired up with, and I mean it's very narrative based, but I'm kind of fading the live guys just in general. They haven't played as much competitive golf. Maybe I'm out to lunch here and it's not a real thing, and DJ's just going to go there and he's going to tear it up or. But personally, I think it's an angle that's worth exploiting. Like, these guys went away and they're just not playing the same amount of golf that the guys on the PGA Tour are, and they're not playing the same quality of courses and so on and so forth. So I think there's a pretty good valuable bet. And I like Xander's profile here as well. The last 2 years, he's second and only behind Morikawa in the field in terms of strokes gained approach, which we know is extremely important at Augusta. And he's continued that form so far this year with his approach game as well. So I'll take that. Schauffele plus 160 against DJ and Cam Smith.
See, this is a good way to get your money in on Schauffele because this means he doesn't have to win the Masters in order for you to make money. Because if you try to do that, you're probably going to lose.
Well, then you end up
Agreed.
like me, and I can just piggyback Rob because Schauffele is my gold
to win.
No, I am.
I love Schauffele.
I love Schauffele this week. I really do. There's a minus 115 for the top 20 on DraftKings. I could argue he is like in top 20 expectancy. He should come in as high as almost even the big guys at the very, very top here. Minus 115. I'm playing safe. I got something a little more fun as we go on our minerals. But I'll just piggyback with Rob on the Schauffele conversation. Minus 115 T20 at DraftKings.
All right, so 2 Xanders, a 5-way parlay as a gold pick, Cam. What are you going for your gold?
Well, make it a Xander 3-way. I want a parlay top 20 with Schauffele and Spieth, the plus 204. That is my gold selection.
Plus 204. All right. I actually like that one. So,
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, this is a parlay. Schauffele top 20. Speak top 20 plus 204? Sure we can.
So, Cam, I told you before the show that I had some good news for you because I know that you have an outright wager on Jordan Spieth to win the Masters.
I do.
Cuss came on the show and guaranteed there was no way Jordan Spieth is going to win the Masters.
This is fantastic. I really needed something like this. Like after the San Diego State debacle, I'm in. Like I actually had a dream. Like, Jeff, this is how stupid I am. I had a dream, and I saw Jordan Spieth with his little, I love you say, Jeff, like shopping in the kids' store, putting on the green jacket with a smile. But I also dreamt that Tua was drafted by the Detroit Lions. So my dreams are pretty stupid and usually suck. But I'm telling you, Pat, I had a vision of Spieth winning. So I got to stick to it.
But if your visions have typically led you astray, then it means nothing.
But then again, like you cannot bet it when you have it.
Well, I understand where you're getting at, but if you've previously had visions that have been wrong and not come to fruition, then this vision is meaningless. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're right, Pizzola. But you know what? Fuck off.
I appreciate you sharing the vision, but I mean,
I love you too. But anyway, I'm betting Spieth. Thing is, guys are trying to get me off of, Spieth. The guy could have won like multiple green jackets, okay? He could play this course blindfolded like Tiger. And and we're all in agreement, guys. We love Schauffele this week. I think he's in contention as well. I'm not backing down from Spieth, Pat. I got a better number before. What's he on DK? 17 now? But I like it.
I don't like Xander, but I never like Xander, so that's me. I mean, if you need someone to most definitely come in 7th place, which would win you all your bets, that's the guy that you want.
Yes.
But that's not going to cut it for me. I don't see him putting on the green jacket, but hey, I'm wrong all the time, so that works out. Watch out for some bets at different sites, by the way. So Pizzola, yes. I tweeted this out last night. I made a bet. It was a stupid bet to make because I got confused by what they were telling me. There was a first-round leader bet that was out there, and it gave you 2 chances. So it gave you 2 players with an odd next to their name, any combination of the 2 players that you wanted at the allocated odds. One just says first-round leader, 2 chances. It's like Rahm and Rory. Scheffler and Rahm, Scheffler and Rory, Spieth and Rory, whoever it is. But then there's another market directly below it that just says first round leader, Americans 2 chances. And I took that to believe that it was top American players for first round leader. Like you didn't have to be first round leader, you just had to be low American. But that's not what the market is. I don't understand why this is a thing. And it's directly below it. It's just very confusing to me. So I wasted $100 on a Scotty Scheffler, Jordan Spieth 9-1 parlay for first round leader, as it turns out. Not just low American, just overall first round leader, when I could have bet $50 on both of them. It would have paid twice the money.
Yeah, that's like a really weird labeling issue when it comes to that prop. Really dumb. I mean, this happens all the time in terms of like the way sportsbooks lay out their bets, and it's not consistent from book to book, but I would have taken that exactly the same way that you did, Pat.
Well, at least I don't feel like as big of an idiot at this point, but it's a terrible bet, and please don't make it. Because you could just, like I said, bet $50 on both of them at their current odds at first round leader and get paid double the amount of money for that $100. So I hope it still wins. That would be great. Rob, do you have a silver selection?
I do. I'm going to go into the nationality props.
Yeah. One of my
I'm gonna
favorites.
take
Rob, white nationalist Rob is taking a white player to win the Masters, right?
Yes, he is.
You pegged me, Pat. It's too easy. No, nationality props. I'm going Patrick Cantlay, top American.
Oh my god!
At plus
Why do
1100.
you love the fucking
I love
worst players? Like
I know he doesn't.
big-
I'm defending Pizzola. I like Cantlay.
Of course you do. If put it this way, if you looked at stats ever, Xander and Cantlay should have 85 combined major wins, but they don't. Why?
Well, maybe they put it together.
Yeah.
Or maybe they never will.
I beg to differ.
I just can't
I'm actually
imagine
defending Rob.
I can't imagine rooting for Cantlay to do anything good. I just can't. Do
Well, I'm really rooting for Rory because I want to see him win a jacket. So that's why I went to Cantlay top American instead of betting him like in the entire field. But I just like Cantlay in general for the Masters this week. And yeah, I get the history. I understand there's certain guys that just can't get it done until they actually get it done. And then we stop saying that. And I mean, he's played the course enough. I mean, you look at all the statistics that typically would be of importance or valuable at Augusta. He's very solid in every single one of them. His game is pretty complete. He's been playing well this year. I just look at the price relative. I mean, Scotty Scheffler's been so good. And I mean, I'm not going to argue against him that it's created like this massive gap in this market to the rest of the Americans. And I think you could take a shot with someone that's a little bit lower down there. I like Cantlay. I think 11-1 top American is very good value.
Okay. Jeffrey.
I'm just sort of processing that
You're
as
smoking a Jeffrey?
as a Cantlay guy, in the value of the top American versus the outright,
Well,
and getting rid of Ramen.
Hold on a second. Cam, I asked this question to Jeff on Monday's show.
Yep.
If it was you and you had X amount of money to spend on a bet, and it was on Sunday, and all these guys were in contention, who would you rather have for the same payout? Cantlay and Xander or Scotty Scheffler?
Scheffler,
Yeah.
because he wins.
Yeah.
He delivers.
Like, what do you think? Like, Rob, I mean, you understand how lines get made and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And we'll do more shows on that in the future about how books actually create these odds. But if they were all tied on the 13th hole and it was just the three of them separated from the pack, what do you think their odds would be?
Oh, I mean, I can't give you exact odds, but like to answer like what you asked Cam, I would take Scheffler as well. You could probably throw a third golfer in the mix that's in that range.
But his
like
question
a guy like,
was those two versus Scheffler.
that's what I'm saying. But like, you could throw a third golfer in the mix. Is what, like, you could throw Cam Young or JT into the mix, and I would still take Scheffler over those three. But Scheffler has now gotten to a price where it's like he's borderline unbettable in situations like, especially against a field like this, right? So I don't think it's a fair comparison is what I'm getting. Like, obviously, I think Scheffler has a much better chance to win the tournament than Patrick Cantlay does or Xander Schauffele does. But he's being priced like that. Like, his pricing at this point is it makes him untouchable in a field like this. So
I
mean,
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. And then the only reason I mention this, people should go become a member at fantasynational.com right now. fantasynational.com/Mayo. Get you 20% off and makes you eligible for those free annual giveaways as well. You got to be a member in order to win the annual one. And I would highly recommend that you do it this week. The simulations just came out. There's 1,000 and 10,000 simulations. So Scotty Scheffler is overvalued at his current price. But you can still get him. You can boost him up to 8.5 to 1 is the best price that I've seen on him right now. My 10,000 simulation show his true odds should be 9.5 to 1. That's pretty close for a golfer.
I'm even better than that. Like, I'm around 9 to 1 overall, but like it's created value on, I think, like this next tier of golfers. And personally, I just like Cantlay the most out of that bunch in terms of the way that I think his game suits this course. Now, granted, I know all the stuff about the Masters, and maybe there is, or about majors, and there is something to guys folding under pressure, and maybe guys who are able to, elevate themselves, like Brooks Koepka for years, where he's just doing nothing in regular tournaments, and then it would be a major all of a sudden is like, okay, he's in competition. But I mean, the last time we did a show together, I made a joke at the end, like we just probably wasted an hour because Scotty Scheffler is just going to win this thing, and like we should have just all put our money on Scheffler, and he goes out and wins the thing very easily, and it's gotten to that point. But like this field is crazy good.
Is it just me though? And we're watching golf, Geoff and Pat. Maybe I'm insane, but I find Scheffler and Spieth, it's almost like they play with a different rule book. Like they hit an OB, the camera's not there, whatever. Kurt Kitayama hits it like 1 inch off the cart path. He's taking a triple bogey and still wins the tournament. I don't know. Like, no offense, Scheffler, like the fact that he got a lift from the scoreboard, it's like, get back, man. Like, that's crap. It's crap. I'm so sick and tired of this stuff. Like these guys hitting grandstands and getting lifts. Anyway, maybe the rules of golf need to change, but I think Spieth and Scheffler are the two luckiest golfers on the face of the earth.
I mean, Rom took money out of my pocket at the Genesis with my bet on Max Homa because he hit it out of bounds and got a free drop.
And the same week he hit a grandstand to a 3-foot eagle.
Yeah. And that's what he's talking about.
And Chris Kirk got the free relief at the Honda against me with Eric Cole, where he just put it next to the grandstand.
There should be.
Oh no, you can just walk it back and take whatever angle you want.
Exactly. Like that's. Not,
I understand.
That's not golf.
I understand the dynamics of a pro golf setup with suites and bleachers and people and fences that probably aren't normally there, but they should really force these guys. Like there should be bigger penalties for those sorts of things. If like
way bigger,
they made Shooter McGavin hitting off Frankenstein's
this is pro golf
over there.
This is pro golf. Like the landing areas should be small. Like you shouldn't be able. I'm not saying it should be a total free for all. There should be things that equate to free relief. But
it's a joke.
They got to rein it
when guys hit horrible loose shots in water and almost bank it off a rock, hit the Honda that's sitting in the middle of the water.
The problem is if they don't let everything be free relief, it then becomes what football is with a catch. It's like what is free relief? If they like
no relief,
zero
relief.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
Play the ball as it lies. If it's on a sprinkler, too bad. Figure it out. Put a club in your bag that you can hit off the sprinkler.
But I want to just fight back, and I'm very pro Cantley and still thinking about betting him to win this thing, which is insane. But what does Rob mean when that next tier isn't getting enough value? Patrick Cantley's 20-1 every week.
So here's my listen. It's not the Patrick Cantley.
Like I don't think
if Patrick Cantley was 30-1, I would bet on him to win this tournament. He is 16-1. Rob, why is Cantlay at 16-1 or 11-1 as top American a better bet than Colin Morikawa, who's 10 points deeper?
So here's what I'll say. Yesterday, Patrick Cantley was 22-1, and he got bet down to 16-1. The other markets have not adjusted to that price. So everything else that you're betting that's a derivative of that original 22-1 price is still there. Like that top American price did not get adjusted down. And a lot of other Cantley's other prices did not get adjusted. So the main market has changed. And I subsequently think that creates value in the alternate markets.
Okay. So I understand.
But let's say that they were both equal. Why would you take Cantlay over Morikawa? Let's say, or Homa.
I don't like Homa, and I have a Homa bet for the Masters. I hope he wins, but I don't necessarily love his game for this course particularly. Morikawa is a different story because he's a great irons player. I can totally see it happen, and for me, I think that's closer to a toss-up. Personally, I still prefer Cantley over the two, but I mean, I can see the argument. When we look at this field, right, like there's not a lot of bad things you're going to be able to, there's not much separating these guys, right? There's really not. And Pat, in your opinion, obviously you would prefer guys like Homa or Morikawa. I wouldn't, personally. I think Cantley's all-around game suits himself a little bit better here, but I mean, it's just like the beauty's in the eye of the beholder, basically, right? And I mean, maybe I have a soft spot for the wrong guy who just can never get it done, but I don't know. I'm
sorry, Rob. Whatever we do, most of the stuff we're all going to do is going to lose anyway. So go with your guys.
As Geoff pointed out, Cam, like, I mean, one of the main reasons that I'm anti-Cantley and anti-Xander is because I don't want to see them win the Masters. So I'm never going to bet on them to win the Masters or do well at the Masters because I don't want to see it happen.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. It's like football. Like, why would I bet? Like, I hate betting on teams that I hate. Like, I you know what I mean? And then I'm with you, Pat. Like, you want to cheer for what you want to cheer for, and that's fair. Are we on silver right now?
We are, but Rob, your counter to that, I'm assuming, would be that's really stupid. Just bet where the value is. But I'm not a professional bettor.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, everyone bets their money however they want to. Like, I avoid betting against guys that I want to see do well in certain scenarios as well, or I bet on guys that I want to see do poorly. I can't even tell you how many times I've bet against Patrick Reed in matchups because I hate Patrick Reed. Like, that's a dumb thing to do. but sometimes our rooting interests take over in sports
Horrible
betting.
roommate. He stole his roommate's wallet. What a scumbag.
Hit us with the silver, Cam.
Damn right I'm gonna. You know what? I don't care, Pat, because I'm not a professional gambler either. We just do it every day. I think this number is great and it's juice. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Nationality of winner, American, minus 135. There it is.
Well, you're gonna see.
Who's got to beat?
You're gonna see.
Who's got to beat me?
You're gonna look pretty foolish when Minwoo Lee wins, pal.
If Minwoo Lee wins, I'll be your butler, Pat. Get fly to Halifax.
With the money that Geoff and I are going to win, if Minwoo ends up winning, we can hire you to be our butler.
I like that idea, and I will be your butler if it pays. Yeah, I'm actually looking for a change in life, something new. I don't mind being your butler. I bet you guys would be very fair employers too. I don't care. I want USA winner 135. There's so many guys. Who's got to beat me? Okay, Minwoo Lee, Jason Day maybe has a chance.
Rory.
That's the guy that's going to do it.
Well,
I mean,
you've been riding Day.
And I think Rory McIlroy, he's fade material. I'll take every matchup bet against him.
you have Rory, Rom, Cam, and Day.
Corey Connors.
And Corey Connors. Imagine if Corey Connors
Hideki,
lost you this bet.
Corey Connors is a great top 20 pick. I think the guy's playing with house money. Like Corey Connors.
He's
can
minus
play.
125 to be top Canadian on the nationality.
No, he's not. He's minus 165 or so. He went up, Jeff. It's crazy. Like I looked at that too. Like I bet if he's a quarter, I want Corey Connors top Canadian. Who's going to beat him? Svensson?
That would be the alternative, but I don't think he.
It's Mac, Weir, and Svensson.
Mackenzie Hughes. No. Connors is the play as top Canadian.
Not going to rip Mike Weir at 40-1.
Hey, I don't know. I mean, if the conditions get bad, short hitting Mike Weir is at less at a disadvantage. He still has a great short game. He can still putt. He knows these greens. And Cuss said there's no way he could make the cut. So obviously he's going to make the cut. So he's going to be there.
Pat, other than your Minwoo Lee bet, isn't that a pretty fair price for an American to win, $135? They could have made it like that's a good price.
Yeah, it is
so
a
many
good,
Americans that can win.
It is a good price, but the second and third favorites in this tournament are non-Americans. And I would say the conditions lean more towards the international winner.
That's what I was going to get at. Is like you're talking about heavy wind and rain, like worse conditions. It's more of an international type of. I actually like this bet. I don't want to diminish it in any way. That's the only thing that would be my pause for concern.
It was this or top Korean Sunjae M, and I went with this. So there it is.
I think if the conditions get bad, and I wrote about this in the newsletter, which you should subscribe to get those ballots into the draw.
I love your newsletter, Pat. I read it all the time. It's really good.
I sent one out last night looking back at the last two massively wind and rain affected Masters. It was the Zach Johnson year in 2007, where he became the third guy ever to win the Masters at over par when he shot +1. And then you go and look at 2016 when Willett won by 3, which was a heavily wind-affected Masters. He won by 3 at -5. And you go look, I think there were 6 British guys or British Isles guys, I'm including Irish players in this too, inside the top 10 in 2007. And there were 5 of the top 10, like Westwood, Fitzpatrick. Willett ends up winning. I think Casey was up there as well. Like, if the conditions get bad, it brings in guys that I wasn't considering who had a chance to win this, like Rose and Rose, Fleetwood, Lowry. Like that tier of player, I think is more live the worse the conditions get this year.
And Pat, the Irish Bears odds, like I don't know what Shane Lowry, the guy's a fun-loving bear. He's fun. He's like Jeff. He's cuddly and nice, and the guy's odds are like 60-1. Like that is disrespecting Shane Lowry.
And think about
he's a major winner.
And think about when he won his major. What were the conditions like when he won his major?
Very, very bad. Very bad.
It was wet. Yep. It was rainy. It was cold. Rainy. And JB Holmes, JB Holmes fired in the radar. JB Holmes fired a 90 playing with Brooks, and Brooks was losing his mind in the second to final group. It was fantastic. Jeff, silver pick.
So I am going to take a market that I believe I'm being suckered into, and maybe I can get into talked into playing both legs of it for a little less money. Cam, can you name the 4 left-handed players in the field this year?
Mike Weir.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but it's 3
No, Brian Harmon, Mike Weir, Phil Mickelson, and
one more past champion.
Big Bubba.
Bubba. And Bubba Watson's a lefty. Yes.
Okay, so and I'm not here to pick on Liv really entirely. Rob sort of mentioned it. I don't know. I expect a few guys to play up to their talent. We don't if in 2 years from now, when we've seen this Liv dynamic and they come and we'll know how they've played at majors. And if they've all sucked, then we can be like, screw Liv. But I'm expecting a few of them to play to their talent level, but not in this group. Not in this group. I don't believe in world ranking, but Brian Harman is like a top 30 player in the world. He took Cantley to the wall in a match play a week ago. A guy people are loving to win the Masters. A guy who's now priced to win the Masters. A first-time major winner under 20-1. That means you're like Day, DJ, Scheffler, or who am I forgetting? Rahm. Like, those are the guys.
I agree, Jeff. I'll take Bernhard Langer in a matchup bet with Phil Mickelson this week.
Well, how about this?
So
Phil Mickelson is plus 125 to miss the cut.
Yeah. Oh, that's the best bet on the board. I want that as my gold pick now.
Yes. Okay, so what are your thoughts on potentially playing both Harman at plus 190 and Bubba at plus 210? Because Phil is dead and Weir doesn't exist.
Just bet on Weir. Just throw another $5 on Weir.
Like, Rob, would that be silly to play two legs of a 4-man thing and I'm squeezing out Phil, or I might just take the Harman at plus 190?
See, I think Bubba's the best bet in this. Because now the odds have shifted. So the odds that I'm looking at now are Harman plus 150, Bubba Watson plus 225, Phil plus 225. And all the markets for this are going to be completely different. But I think that there's a reason why these guys are close to Harman. Yes, Harman took Cantley to the wire in Austin, where short players do really well. And maybe the conditions set up better for Brian Harman.
He'll plot around, even to get me in my top 30 on
Sure,
Brian
but
Harman.
I think that Bubba might have something left in the tank where I don't think that Phil does. At Augusta would be my only case.
Didn't Brian Harman go off in one of the last 5 groups last year?
Did he? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that was the Hideki year. That was the Hideki year. I was watching the video on the Golf Channel last night. Sorry.
Where do you think Phil finishes? I'm thinking like third last.
For the sake of golf, I hope he plays well, because I think it would be very interesting if Phil was in the mix.
I'd rather other Live players would be way more compelling to me.
That minus 125, I could give a rat's ass about Phil Mickelson.
You don't think that if Phil was in like the third to last group on Sunday, that wouldn't be compelling?
It would be,
but I don't care.
But to me, like Brooks and Bryson, and I just think.
Who do you think finishes better, Bryson or Phil?
I'm not really.
Bryson. Are
you sure?
Yeah, Bryson. Yes, I am.
Bryson?
I don't know. Sorry, I'm not sure, but Phil's going to shoot a million. What is he to miss the cut, Pat? Did you say minus 125?
I said plus 125.
I think that's a great bet.
I almost feel like you're, and I don't say this often, I don't throw around L words or whatever, but that's insanity to me. I love that bet. Jeff. You can play.
Let me find it here. It actually just got beat down. It's now plus 120. Rob must have bet it while we were talking.
Very quick.
You can play a Bryson and Phil to miss the cut parlay. That's plus 450.
Oh my God, Patrick, like you just keep on giving me more to my master's sheet here. Bryson, Phil plus 450 to miss the cut.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Why are you writing these down like you're going to forget them?
Because I have things on paper and I have to email my producer today, Rob. My master's bets, and that's what I do.
So why don't you just type it into an email right now? You don't have to write them down and then transfer to an email later.
You don't get it, man. I use this paper for Renzi's late night show when I got drinks on the table and stuff. Just let me have my system and you have yours, okay?
Sure.
It has to be done this way.
I just don't like inefficiency, and I see a lot of it.
It's not inefficiency. I can't have a friggin' computer when I call in the program. You know nothing about this, the Lucy program. I have to do it on my phone. I have a table. I can't bring my friggin' computer. It's just not. Anyway, Rob.
No one's ever sent an email from their phone in the history of life. No one's ever done that.
Bryson and Phil to miss the cut plus 450.
So I'm going to take the Harman by himself.
Plus 160?
Yeah, top left-handed player. I'm going to pick on Bubba. I understand that the rain could be a disadvantage.
Or an advantage. I don't know how that plays out.
But I am just like expecting an even keel performance from Harman, and I think the floor is so much lower on Bubba. Well, yeah, maybe the ceiling is higher.
Now, can I throw some water on Harmon for a second? Listen, I'm not disagreeing with your pick, but
there has to be cold water because it made no sense at some of the numbers I'm looking at when he's with two dead guys in Bubba.
So
I agree.
Since coming 32nd at the Sony Open, he has missed 4 of 6 cuts with no finish better than 42nd, has lost strokes on approach in 9 consecutive events, and lost strokes around the green in 6 consecutive events. He had a decent match play. I will give you that. But that's all that he has done since the end of last year when he was reeling off like second, third, 6th, 15th.
And
even his Masters history.
Jeff, I love the bet.
He had the one good Masters. That's it.
And all Christmas time when we're doing...
Bubba hasn't missed a cut on the Live Tour all year, Jeff.
All Christmas time when we were doing like season preview content or drafts, I would constantly make fun of how high Brian Harmon is getting drafted in season-long leagues based off his like 27th, 28th world ranking at Christmas. Like that made no sense to me. So I'm anti-Harmon in many ways, like in a macro sense. But I'm gonna plant this. This is my silver mineral. He's gonna just plot around, even keel, be fine. He'll be fine.
Do you guys think Bryson makes the cut?
No,
I don't.
Perfect.
But it's a glorified no-cut event.
But I did try to explain that there are fewer players. 55% of the field at least is going to make the cut. There's 89 players. So do you think that they finish in the bottom 40% of this field? Like what would lead you to believe that they won't?
I'm not standing for either of those guys.
What do you guys like more? Mickelson just to miss the cut at plus 125 or get some stones and take Bryson and Phil at plus 450?
Both?
I'll probably bet them both.
Okay.
Because Phil to miss the cut is my silver pick at plus 120 now.
Yep.
But
It's a shame.
Shame I missed out. Thanks, Rob.
Yeah. Yeah. Rob.
I'm like, if you sub to the newsletter, I'm going to concoct a big to make the cut parlay. But
I like that.
I think that Phil and Bryson are going to be on the miss part of it.
When is the cut happening in real world time?
Jesus, Sunday morning or something? Who knows? We try to do a cut sweat show every single year. And I think the past 3 majors has been delayed into Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, whatever it might be.
Sorry.
Can you
Pat, I got a stupid question. Because I've lost it. It was there on my book before. How many South Americans are in this thing?
Mito.
I'll get it.
That's it.
Neiman
and Mito?
Oh my God, Neiman's a $120 to be top South American. He'll beat Pereira, don't you think?
Live guys? I mean, Mito is one of Cuss' picks.
Oh God,
boy.
I need Mito Pereira at the Masters.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even see that market of.
I found it yesterday.
I found it. It's Neiman, Pereira, and Mateo Fernandez de Oliveira.
How do you not bet Neiman, Jeff, at minus 120? All he's got to do is beat Pereira.
Yeah, I mean, Mito's a debutant, right?
Yeah.
And I think Neiman should get around that place nice. So I don't mind that at all. As I've kind of gone through this and finding that one, I could lose a lot of money on the chalk in these nationality markets. Like Louis minus 130 to beat Charles.
No, there's another guy. There's some M.
Oh, it's Aldridge Portier or Portugal.
Valtier?
It's actually only 5-1, so people must think he has life, but that's
guy
probably
might
only
be
because
good.
he's in a 3-man market.
Got to be careful too. Be careful when you're betting because they have Asian market and a Korean market. Like Sunjae M, I think it's a better because Hideki's in the Asian market, but he's not in the Korean market because he's Japanese.
And I also noticed
very-
there's an Australian and an Australasia markets right beside each other.
Because Ryan, they have to include Ryan Fox.
Surprised you're not going for that plus 400 Min Woo Lee top Aussie.
Well, I was hoping he would be in the top Asian market, but he's Australian. So
What do you think about Ryan Fox? I think he shoots $1 million.
I actually, the worse the conditions, the more I like Ryan Fox.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to have money on Ryan Fox because I have no conviction about it. I'll play him on DraftKings. That's probably about it. But him and Moronk, they're these guys that just plod along on the Euro Tour. The shittier the conditions, the better they play. And if they're going to be bad conditions this week, I don't see why we wouldn't like them just because they're debutants.
Polish Hammer.
He's the Polish giraffe, man. That guy's 7'12".
Oh, he's Lurch. That guy's a monster. It's true.
Lurch. Bronze picks. Here's my big one for the bronze. Jordan Spieth, 25-1 first round leader. I think Spieth's going to be the first round leader. Spieth crushes
wins
the
the
first
tournament.
round
Yes.
at the Masters.
Love it, Patrick. Love it.
And I want to
And
get
Fleetwood, too. Isn't Fleetwood a Thursday warrior?
Yeah.
Fleetwood
Yes.
just
Anything
not a
but
Sunday warrior.
Sunday. Fleetwood can
Yeah.
warrior up
Yeah.
for me. Love Tommy.
warrior.
No, I love him. I love him.
And
I like him, too.
and conditions actually look like good on Thursday. Like they're going to get in the round. It's going to be favorable conditions to everyone. Spieth hasn't captured the magic round putter yet this year. And even remember the year that Reed won, and he was dominating tee to green through every event. And all of a sudden, he was losing like 5 strokes a tournament on the green. He gets to the Masters, and all of a sudden, the putter is fixed. And that's been consistent for him at all of his time at Augusta. So if he can just figure out the putting, the rest of his game is there. I just need it for one round. As long as it's the first round, I feel good about Spieth.
And last year he won right before. No, that
He
was
won the week
JJ
after.
Spawn.
He won the week after the Masters last year. So my bronze pick is Jordan Spieth, 25-1 first round leader. Rob.
Great pick.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to a tournament group of 5 golfers. The 5 golfers are Victor Hovland, Patrick Reed, Shane Lowry, Neiman, and Matthew Fitzpatrick. And I'm taking Matthew Fitzpatrick at plus 350 to win that tournament group. And I'll put away the calculator for a second. This is more of a hunch and a gut pick than anything else. Fitzpatrick hasn't been good this year. His success, people say like the success he's had at the Masters, all these made cuts, he's only shot like 4 rounds lower than 70 at the Masters in all these years as well. But I'm just not really high on anyone else in the group. Especially Hovland is like leading that group because, I mean, he's been decent, but he's going to lose too many strokes around the green like he consistently does every year. Patrick Reed, I've given my thoughts on the live guys already. I think a flyer on Fitzpatrick is worth it here at plus 350. What's most concerning to me is Shane Lowry now because I think he could be primed for a run with the weather, possible weather conditions this week. But I'll go Fitzy. He's a guy I like to root for. And in this group, I honestly don't see a runaway. I think he's very live.
Well, Jeff and I have money on Hovland to win, so I would prefer Hovland win this group.
See, Pat, this is where, and I love you like a brother, this is where I step in. You got issues with Xander? How about
And
Victor
can't we-
Hovland closes it?
Yeah, well, you can
Exactly.
bet you
Come
can
on.
bet you can bet one of them at 16-1 or bet the other guy at 40-1.
They don't even deserve the same conversation.
They're not the same odds.
just-
Why not?
I'm just
They're
saying,
not the
Victor
same-
Hovland never wins. The guy
Xander-
always
I mean, for the guy
Xander is like-
who doesn't win, he has 7 wins in the past
No,
3
hold on.
years.
I just don't like the comparison. There are fair comparisons that you could make to Victor Hovland. Maybe you'd rather bet Cam Young and swallow
Sam Burns.
10 points or Sam Burns.
Cam Young's another guy.
Victor's
Sure,
not
he
even
finished
20.
second.
Victor's not even 25 years old. Xander, I think, is flirting with 30.
Jeff, I like Victor Hovland. I'm just saying, on Sunday, he melts. Like, he'll lose to Jason Kokrak.
He doesn't care, though. That's what I like about. I don't think it weighs on him. And I think
He's a good kid.
I think his ceiling is, and maybe I'm just smitten and I'm blinded by him. And I've been
I like him too, Jeff. He's friendly. He has a friendly face. He's a nice Scandinavian. Like, he's always smiling.
I
love Victor
the
Hovland.
first time major winner, ironically at the Masters, it's been way kinder in that 40 to 60 range than anything at the top. Outside of Scotty Scheffler, Hideki, Reed, Willett, Sergio all popped. First majors in that pocket. Listen, I can't talk. There's fair reasons to be out on Victor. And as we talk about weekly, one of the biggest things about betting golfing outright is finding reasons not to bet people to then get to the small list of people who you are betting on. Victor's an easy guy to cross off for all the obvious reasons. He's been top am at the Masters. He's got way better finishes in majors than I think people realize. I'm waiting for an explosion. And Cam, here's the thing with Victor. I kind of always say it. When he wins this event or an event of this magnitude, it will not be by a stroke because it means he is perfect. He is perfect, and he wins by a field goal.
Like the only thing that is separating statistically right now Finau and Hovland is that Finau has good course history at the Masters, but Finau's 20-1, Victor's 40-1, and Hovland's actually putting at the moment. Like Hovland is a good putter, he's just a terrible chipper. But if he's hitting all the greens and regulations, maybe he doesn't have the hands to ever win the Masters. Maybe that is a completely valid point. But I don't understand why his odds are so much longer than his actual comparables.
I think especially in a week where you're going to see at least some decent wins on some of these rounds, that hurts the approach play a little bit more and the ability to hit the greens a little bit more. And I think that hurts Hovland more than a lot of guys in the field.
Maybe, but when you go look at the total strokes gained of players who play well and over 17-mile-per-hour wins, Hovland's like one of the top 5 guys in the field.
His floor is low. His floor is low, and that's why Rob is picking on him in that situation, because you could argue those are all coin flips, and I'll take the biggest number. But I am like Homer Simpson looking at the gummy on the babysitter's ass when it comes to Victor Sealing. Like I
get it.
So I'm addicted to it, and I have a problem, Cam. I'll admit it. I have a problem,
Jeff,
because I'm addicted to
like,
it.
I bet on the Buffalo Sabres. Like, no, I have addictions too. I like take the Cleveland Browns. I like, there's something wrong with me. Like, even when it says don't do it, I do it. Yeah. I don't know why I do it, but you know what? You bring up a good point about mid-tier guys. I just have one question before I get to my bronze pick. What would you think about Sam Burns in the 35 to 40 range?
Fit him right in there. He's a killer. He is a natural-born winner, killer. He's a good enough putter.
He would buck every trend ever of winning the Masters. Like
I think he can win, Pat.
He's played it once, and he's missed the cut. That's his entire lineage.
So would Cam Young then, and people love him. And I'm not.
Are people betting Cam Young? Like, actually,
or I guess maybe it's
people bet Cam Young
at the
3 weeks ago, winning the 75-1. Who was sitting down and being like, Cam Young 28-1?
You're right.
Good bet.
You're right.
It's the same.
He's actually the 3rd biggest liability this week. Cam Young.
But is that from bets that were made Monday or bets that were made a month ago?
True. We don't know.
Who would you guys rather have? Burns is a winner. I'd rather have Burns than Young any day of the week.
See, this is a great debate, because Cam Young has tasted smoke in major championships. Burns has wins, but he's missed the cut here. And he hasn't had. So it's also like we debated on Monday, as I took from Steve Bamford, the Cantley versus Cam Young. Cantley's major track record is absolutely abysmal. Cam Young has no wins, but has an amazing track record. When he is in the heat of the smoke on Sunday, if he's there, it will be maybe something.
What's that matchup bet, Jeff? Who do you like, Cantley or Cam Young in a matchup? Cantley all day.
Cantley, but that's But
I will say that the biggest profile for Cam Young and what he did last year is Scotty Scheffler, what he did 2 years ago before he started breaking through and winning majors.
Pat, I know you guys got great numbers. I respect your opinion. Cam Young is unbettable to me. I hate him from that match play. I had him to win that thing, and he rolled over for Burns like a piece of shit. Like,
and you won, Rob.
I had Sam Burns in that match.
No, don't worry.
So I didn't want to bring it up.
That tournament should be investigated. I haven't seen Scotty Scheffler miss 2 4-foot putts in 5 years. Oh, give it to my buddy Burns. Jeff, and you saw the way he was walking around that ball. That was fishy. Anyway, can I give you my bronze pick, Patrick?
Yes.
Getting frustrated now. Joaquin Niemann, top South American. I know we should all go to plus money. I don't care. I just want to hit winners. Give me Niemann minus 120. Top South American market. I think he crushes these.
Feels like a good bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you, guys.
I could tell that.
Unless this amateur guy is amazing.
I could tell that.
Yeah, watch this amateur guy like pull these guys out of the water, sitting there like a stooge. Okay. Sounds good.
So, Jeff, it's on you. Final selection, the 12th pick, the bronze pick.
So, this is a bet that it's maybe I like talking about it almost as much as I like making it.
Hole in one.
No, I'm going to the live market only. Live only winner.
Wow.
Oh.
And Niemann was a thought. And Niemann might be my second pick. I think it was like 12-1. But yesterday, there was a man practicing all alone in his live gear, as they all were. He was all alone. Everyone's out with practice rounds with their friends. This man is all alone getting into Death Star mode. A month, 2 months ago, whenever, the last time we had a bit of a world convergence where there was a mix of tours, Rory McIlroy had to hit a putt that was like 12 to 15 feet with bend to beat this man. So they're not just laying dead when they meet up. It is Patrick freaking Reed. 10-1 wins the live tournament inside of the Masters. Activate Death Star mode.
That's awesome.
Patrick
Reed, he's got no buddies. Like you said it, Jeff. It's him versus the world right now. It's him versus the PGA Tour versus like.
He's not even out there with the other live guys.
No.
What team do you think wins the live tournament inside the Masters?
Oh, which one's
the four
I like
aces?
Azalea. I like Azalea plus 350, Patrick.
The high flyers, the
Which
range
team
goats?
has the most guys?
A DJ's team, I think.
Like, I think
Isn't Reed on that team?
Yeah, but
you
Sergio.
telling me-
Is
Is
it
that
like
this stuff?
DJ, Gooch, and Reed? They're all in the
Sure,
tournament.
but what about Torquay? Because
Oh,
they have
Torquay?
Neiman and Mito and Sergio.
Well, I mean, I'd rather take those other three guys.
Okay, I'm just saying that, like, in numbers, the range goats have
Bubba
and Varner.
And Varner, yeah. We have
Varner still plays golf.
Oh yeah,
I haven't seen that guy in a while.
he's in this tournament. Hey, Tim said he wouldn't be surprised if Varner won the Masters this year.
Harold Varner wins the Masters. I'll be his butler as well. You guys can all live in a house like
No.
Big Brother, and I'll just come serve you.
Okay, so there is one player, and this happened on the betting show, and this tends to happen. There's a player that we all just don't talk about because we have no interest in betting him, but we do think that he can win. Justin Thomas's name was, again, not said on this show.
I don't trust him.
Why? He has 2 majors.
I don't care.
And he has, I think, the most strokes gained at the Masters over the past 4 years.
I don't know what it is, Pat. And you're right. Like I look at him all the time. Maybe he's just burnt me recently. Like, and I have a biased opinion. I'm just not betting him.
He's
Does scare
burnt.
me.
He's burnt people, but people are like happy with the results they've gotten from their outright bets with Cantley. Like, I'm one of these people. I haven't been betting JT. I've been betting Cantley, but I'm not upset with how he finishes, even though I
When Cantley
lose
doesn't
money.
win a tournament, a regular tournament, he comes in 4th.
Yeah.
When Justin Thomas doesn't win a regular tournament, he's like missing the cut.
And Cantley usually plays really well on Sunday, so it leaves you with this taste. Like, I think I gotta go back.
Yes. Patrick Cantley is like meth. He's an addiction, and he's hard to shake.
I like that. You're basically just Jack. Everyone is just Jack from Lost,
But
trying to bet Patrick Cantley.
Honestly, Justin Thomas, I don't know what it is. Like, me and my girlfriend had money on this guy a few times, and he really pissed me off. Like, I it's like, and you said it, Pat. The best point is he's either winning or he's just like folds his tent and says, "Nah, not this week."
But
This
that
cut.
but
that
that
right-
has actually alleviated him in terms, like, Jason Day is a bigger favorite than Justin Thomas to win the Masters. That is fucking insane. And that's
agree
not to
with
take
that.
away from Jason Day. He could win. But, like, let's be serious.
If
here.
they were
Let's
both in
be-
it-
unlike the Roy siblings, let's be serious people this time around.
And the thing about Justin Thomas, Pat, is if it is between him and Day, Justin Thomas would be a big favorite in that, I believe. And if Justin Thomas plays well, he's one of those players that the moment it looks like he's fine, he'll be, the live odds would treat him like he's super elite Justin Thomas.
It's the same thing we used to say about Bubba at the Masters. They would hang a big number on Bubba pre-week, but if it comes out in the first round, Bubba's like 3 under, he becomes like an instant
But
favorite.
not only Bubba at the Masters, Bubba at regular events, that they disrespect him. But the moment he showed that he's well this week, he's on the live board treated like major champion Bubba Watson. Here's the thing with Justin that I keep going back to. And I hated that stupid Netflix shit. I didn't even finish the season. It did nothing
didn't
for
either.
me. Didn't you? Can you believe that? All the low-hanging fruit I ingest content-wise, and they couldn't even hold me. But anyhow, that first episode did feature Justin Thomas. And something I think that we can take from it.
He has allergies.
No, he felt horrible about himself, about his game at that PGA Championship. He's on the range on like the weekend feeling lost. And then he wins the thing. That's almost to say any of these guys of that level, of the guys that are 25-0 and 1 and under, to me it's like the littlest fingernail fix to get them feeling fix, whatever it is, to get them right back where they need to be. And that showed it. He did not.
Guys, yeah. Can I ask one more question about another player?
You can ask
Sungjae
20.
Im win?
Yes.
Yeah, Sungjae can win for sure.
I really like him. I know he has problems closing the door, but man, that guy's ball striking. If it's wet, remember when Hideki did when he came out? He was just throwing darts after that rain delay. Sungjae Im has that type of game. Like, his ball striking is impeccable. Like, top of the food
The
chain.
thing about Sungjae and
I'm betting him.
The thing about Sungjae and Victor, Cam, is they don't take the conservative approaches. And this is the reason I love them, but they can burn me. It's like 11. No one goes at the pin on 11. Everyone bails out on 11. If Victor and Sungjae are in the fairway on 11, they are going for that freaking pin. And like the smarter players, the more mature players,
Yeah,
don't
miss it short and right so they can chip it up and tap.
don't
in a
even
3-foot
try
putt.
to play to the pin. So, but I love that about him. And again, it's all, when I'm making an outright golf bet, it's the ceiling, because you're only winning the tournament if you're playing to your ceiling.
So
He's probably a safer top 10 or top 20 bet. That's what I'm probably going to do with Sunshine.
So the one that didn't make there was two that didn't make my card. There's a Cameron Champ, top 30 plus 200. I like that. And Taylor Moore, top debutant, 8.5 to 1.
That guy's good.
Yeah,
Taylor Moore, I like.
Got game. Good
thought
pick,
about
Pat.
that one.
So those were two that just missed for me. But Cam, who did you bet outright in this tournament?
Jordan Spieth. I was thinking about taking Schauffele. M. Burns.
And who did you have, Rob?
Pulling it up right now.
You said you had Homa.
I do have Homa. I actually have Koepka as well. So I have Corey Connor 75 to 1. I have Harold Varner 250 to 1.
Oh God.
Don't please. Yes. Brooks Koepka 75 to 1 was a great number. Max Homa 66 to 1. And I have Patrick Cantley 22 to 1.
I like that. I like live guys can't win. Rob Pizzola. Also, I
No,
bet live guys.
Well, here's the thing. It's very different betting Koepka at 75 to 1 when you see him playing like some decent golf finally relative to where he's at in market. Like everyone would take Koepka. If I offered you 75 to 1 right now, you would probably take it.
I'm going to bet against Rory McIlroy in every matchup I can get.
Why?
Because I don't think he's going to play well this week. That's why.
Is there a reason for
gag.
that? I mean, he might
I
gag
just don't
and
like
not,
his body language.
he might
I don't like anything about it.
he might gag and not win, but him not winning and coming in third is going to ruin all your matchup bets.
See, that's the whole problem with this guy. He's out of contention. Then he'll shoot like a 65 or something on Sunday just to climb up the leaderboard and not really be in contention. His results are false.
Okay, so I want to do two things before we get out of here.
Yep.
Pool picks, because I think a lot of people are always looking for pool picks. Just pass it around the office. Here's a sheet. Cam, if you had to rank
Yep.
your 5 favorite golfers, no price attached to them, just who you think are going to come inside the top 5, who would you pick?
In this tournament?
Yeah.
Okay, we will take Scheffler, Schauffele, M. My nuts. Burns. And it's. Do I need one more, Pat?
Yep.
Yeah.
And oh God help me. No, that's it.
It's going to stop at 4. It's just going to stop at 4.
Rom.
Okay. I would go Scheffler, Victor, Justin Thomas, Rahm, Lowry would be
I
mine.
like that Lowry pick. Good dark horse.
And then Min Woo Lee. Rob, who would you like from the bottom? Because when you get to here's the old guy section, here's the AM section.
He likes Varner.
What's that? He likes Varner, obviously. Yeah, he thinks he's going to win.
I've
Varner
lost a
guy.
lot of money on Varner in my lifetime, so that's not really it's fine. I'll continuously torch money on Varner just because I don't want to be the guy where he suddenly wins something and I didn't bet. That's the state I'm at with Harold Varner.
Are you betting him in live events just out of curiosity? Because they're probably 40, 50 to 1. Is this a continuous thing?
It's not, no.
Okay.
How about Neiman as a dark horse? Connors.
I mean, they're not dark horses, though. They're 50 to 1.
That's
Yeah.
pretty dark.
That's a dark horse.
My world.
in
Yeah,
the
but
landscape
if
of
we're
current
thinking about a
majors.
pool, they're going to be grouped
Okay.
together with Lowry and Rose and those guys. Because in Hatton, they're the odds.
So then you're not going to like my answers. Dark horse, like Woodland and Willett.
Okay, I mean, those guys will be in the loser tier if you're filling out a pool. I think that Fox and Moronk are two guys to look at as well, and Cameron Champ.
I think Taylor Moore is the best dark horse in the field.
Yeah, I think that he's going to perform pretty well here. I think his game sets up
200?
perfectly.
Yeah.
I'm not betting him
love
to.
moves.
I'm not betting him to win. He's not going to win the Masters.
I agree. He
He
probably
might be top 20 though.
Yeah, why not just bet top debutant at plus 850?
I like that bet a lot.
Good. Sorry, yeah. Actually, you know what? Top debutant 850. You sold me. Moops.
And I also like I was going to enter that live market that you were betting, Jeff. I like Answer.
I don't mind him either.
Answer won an Asian Tour event, a 72-hole event, 2 months ago, and he's playing okay on the live tour, but at least every time it gets competitive, he's still playing well. And the only reason that he didn't play well at Augusta a year ago is because he had COVID the week before and came in and dude could barely breathe. He played really well in his first 2 Masters appearances, and I think that everyone has just forgotten about him.
You know what, guys? Jeff got me thinking about Patrick Reed. He's won this tournament before.
Imagine having to root for Patrick Reed, though.
I love
Imagine
it. I love
winning
it.
a bet at 66-1 and you put I don't care. You bet, root for wherever the hell you want to. Yeah, I'll root for Patrick Reed if I can pay my mortgage.
Rob, what are your
Who
thoughts?
cares?
I don't know. This thing's just gonna be me asking Rob questions, so everyone's.
Yeah,
gonna
no, I
be
do the
angry.
same thing, Jeff.
What are your
Yeah,
thoughts
yeah.
on Hideki? Looks healthy. The course history is immaculate. There's 50-1s. I mean, talk about a fair
I didn't
number.
want to cut off Pat earlier, but we were talking about like that 40-1 range, and we were like, oh, here's who I would take in that range. I would take Hideki in that range.
Okay.
Yeah, Hideki looks good.
Yeah, I mean, just
And
even to look
Go
at
ahead,
it
Pat.
last week, like, and there is the through line. Unless you're Hideki, weirdly enough, 10 of the past 11 winners of the Masters had 2 top 15 finishes in their 3 starts before coming into the Masters. Like, current form means a hell of a lot going into the first major. And he has a 15th at Valero. He had a 5th at the Players. I think people forget that Victor came 3rd at the Players. I really think that's people are overlooking that.
How he struck the
That's a good
ball at the
call.
Players. And he rolled Bay Hill's ball striking into the Players, and the match play was an animal. He got
He's bad at
railroaded
match
by
play, but he's also bad at match play.
Poston and got Kuchar. He just got railroaded by guys that make putts, which is,
And he got railroaded by guys who have a better course fit in Austin. Like, what Victor does, I mean, Victor should be able to play great anywhere, but his skills set up much better for Augusta National than JT Poston or Brian Harmon or Matt Kuchar, who are at a severe disadvantage versus Victor at a course like this where they did not have that in Austin.
Pat, would you bet Jason Day at 35?
No, probably not.
Okay, just want to know because his odds suck. Like I can't believe that number is where it is.
I think that's
I will
a fair
say
number.
this.
I don't.
If anyone wants to go Justin Thomas straight up against Jason Day with me, I'll take Jason Day in that matchup. I've heard a lot of Jason Day slander. I really think he's going to be in the mix.
Yeah, but
I think he's playing really,
No,
really
I
good.
want to
Do you-
take him
do
too,
you-
Rob, but
do
now
you-
I'm
hold
now
on,
I
do you-
sound like you with the odds. Sorry.
Do you think that he's actually going to be in the mix? Because he actually hasn't been in the mix in any of these tournaments.
Okay, you're right. Technically, he has not had a great chance to win on Sunday. So, like, the results are misleading in terms of just being high on the leaderboard, but he is playing really well, and he's continuously playing really well. And I think his game is in the best form it's been in a long, long time. I would take Jason Day over Justin Thomas in a heartbeat this week.
I mean, I think you would probably get even odds on that if you could find that head-to-head, because I agree with you. I think the consistency of Day massively outweighs the consistency of Justin Thomas. But if you had to pick one to win, who would you pick?
I still would take Day. I
Really?
honestly would. Yeah. I do. What you said literally 2 minutes ago, Pat, is important. Is like form going into the Masters is very important. We harp on all the same things all the time, right? Like strokes gained approach. Your approach game has to be good here, and this and that. Driving accuracy is not as important as it is on some other courses. It's the same stuff that gets regurgitated. We look at past profiles of Masters champions as well, but like people often just don't look enough at recent form. I find like when guys are playing well, ride them, and I'm super high on Jason Day in general. I think he has a better chance to win the tournament than Justin Thomas.
Then that means Burns is live then because he's been playing great recently. Has he not?
Yeah, after like playing the absolute nut low for the first part of the year.
Yeah, no, that's the thing.
He's turned
He's
it
a
around.
freaky
But
dude,
I
Pat.
think like almost like Victor that we talked about, and Finau was one that Geoff brought up. Justin Thomas is actually kind of playing really good golf in the past. 5 tournaments, most of them against the elite fields. He's gained at least he's gained over 5 strokes tee to green in 4 of those 5 tournaments. 4th, 20th, 21st, 10th, and 60th. He had a bad players championship because he lost 6 strokes putting.
Yes, horrible putting.
Okay, one final thing before we go. If you had one bet without the odds, who do you take to win?
Scheffler.
No odds, no nothing.
Scheffler.
Under your head.
I'm still contemplating betting Scheffler this week. I think Scheffler's going to win.
That's the thing. If I don't have a piece of Scheffler on Sunday, I'm just going to be sitting there pissed off. You're right. I just wish his odds were better.
Like you just know he's going to be there, right?
Yes, he will. He's a lock for like a top 5, top 10. Like I can't see him not being. If he doesn't make the top 20, like I'll be flabbergasted. Like I think even everything. Is Scheffler going to win the Masters? Honestly, if he wins, that'll ruin my Masters. I've had enough. Like he seems like a nice guy. Somebody else, please.
Yeah, I'd rather one of my bets win than Scheffler.
Yes,
I'll tell you that.
exactly, Rob. Like I'd rather you guys win with Minwoo Lee and I'm your butler than watch Scotty Scheffler win.
Let's all just dump a little bit on Hideki and cheer for Hideki, man. I love that guy.
Wouldn't you rather cheer for Lowry over Hideki?
No, because I bet Matt Fitzpatrick against Lowry.
Hey,
in
Rob,
that
you like the
five
new
ball.
Hideki? See his like beard and stuff. He's like evil Hideki now. I like him. He's like kind of more scrungy. He looks like he kind of rolled out of a ditch. I like this new Hideki. He's good. Not shaven, angrier.
So
It's the playoff beard.
Yeah.
there is the Mayo Masters pool, completely free to join. You have to download the League Safe Locks app on Apple or Android. Again, completely free to play. You can find the link down in the description. I'm going to read you guys the first 3 questions. They're all points-based, and they're pick multiple choice or yes or no questions. So I want to make the first 3 picks with you guys. Which of these golfers will have the best score after Thursday? Rory, Scotty, or Rahm?
Rom.
I'd still go Scotty.
I'd go Scotty.
Rom.
All right, so that's a dead heat. So Rory's most definitely winning then. Which of these golfers will have the best score after Thursday's round? Sandy Lyle, Fred Couples, Jose Maria Olazabal, or Mike Weir? I think it's Weir.
Weir. The answer's
Yeah.
Weir. Can't believe I said
That's
that.
a weird pool. Yeah, weird.
Yeah, I like this pool, Pat. That's crazy. To Sandy Lyle, Weir, Olafth. Oh, wow, that's craziness.
Which
Next?
which of these golfers will have the best score after 2 rounds? Bubba Watson, Phil Mickelson, or Tiger Woods?
Tiger Woods.
I think it's Bubba. I think Bubba's going to be
Woods.
sneaky.
I like Woods.
Will any player withdraw from play during Friday's round? Yes or
Yes,
no?
Phil Mickelson. Crying, hurt.
No.
See you later, Augusta.
You don't withdraw from the Masters.
Which
It would be,
Never know if he shoots an 82, he might.
Which of these golfers will make the cut? And points will be given to anyone of this group who does make the cut, and you pick them. Molinari, Horschel, Zach Johnson, or Vijay Singh?
Horschel.
I'd say Molinari.
Horschel I don't want to say for sure in golf, but Horschel is. I mean, I think his odds to make the cut are like minus 170. I was looking at this yesterday, so I'd definitely take Horschel.
Oh,
I don't mind Molinari either.
I was going to say, I might throw him on to miss it. I wonder what Bryson, Phil, and Horschel pays to miss the cut. Oh, Horschel is terrible at the Masters, by the way.
Yeah.
He's a grinder, though. I'd rather have him. Yeah, Molinari might be the pick. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you go Phil, Harmon. Oh, no, so I had Harmon on that for some reason instead of Bryson. Let's take off Harmon and put on Bryson. What are we looking at here? Bryson, boom. Horschel, Phil, Bryson to miss the cut, Cam, 12-1.
Better than Scheffler
better than
our
winning.
Bryson and Phil.
Well,
Yeah,
of
it's
course,
better
yeah,
than Scheffler winning. Yeah.
Okay,
I like that. I love what you guys say with that Bryson to miss the cut, Phil to miss the cut parlay plus 450. Love it.
So last one of the Mayo Masters pool. There's like 18 questions in total. Again, you win $500, completely free to join. Great for like trying to get your wife into the Masters too, because it's pretty easy to do. There are 17 live golfers who have been invited to the Masters. How many of them will make the cut? None? 1 to 8? 9 to 12? 13 to 16? Or all 17 of the live players?
1 to 8.
1 to 8.
I have 9 to 12.
9
I think
to
the live
12.
guys are going to be okay.
9 to 12 is tough, though, Pat. Your window. 9, 10, 11, 12. You get, you know what I mean? It's kind of like the winning margin stuff. You're not really getting very good value there. Right?
I guess so, but I think that more than 8 are going to do it. Like there's some good guys on live. Let's not forget that.
There are.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I
it's true.
agree. I agree.
All right, that will do it. Best bets for the Masters. Wednesday, myself and Toe Tag and Tambo will be live in studio for the final bets, the final weather, the final DraftKings plays and ownership. So you're going to want to tune into that. You're going to want to subscribe to the Mayo Media newsletter because you get 5 ballots into that draw. It's also completely free, and it has a ton of great information in it. And you can find the other ways to get into that cold, hard cash draw or to get yourself a free year at fantasynational.com. But you need to be a member already, so you might as well go to fantasynational.com/Mayo in order to get 20% off. Just get by the weekly to get yourself into the draw. It's pretty easy. And you'll use the tools, which is what it is there for, and then you'll love it. You'll probably keep it anyway. Rob Pizzola, what else do you got going on this week?
Hammer HQ, live watch along of the Masters on Thursday afternoon. If anyone wants to check that out, at Hammer HQ on YouTube. Geoff Fienberg will be joining me over the course of the day, as well as some other guests. And I'm currently in NFL mock draft mode pretty hard right now as well. With the NFL draft coming up. So this is a time of year for some very good, positive expected value bets. If anyone wants to check out Forward Progress on YouTube as well.
Cam Stewart, Sports Grid is where you can check him out. And I did join you on the Fan 590 last weekend.
That was fun, Pat. No, you were like you're giving great information. Yeah, same old story. Scotty Farrell's on a beach in the Caribbean. I'm filling in with Carver High this week. Betting. If you like betting, that's what we do. We bet. We bet on sports. That's all we do.
I think I terrified your co-host on the Fan 590, by the way.
The thing is that you were bringing
David
a lot.
Bastel?
No. You Pat was bringing it like a machine gun. Like they're used to like people taking it easy, and he was throwing stats out there. He was blowing people's minds. I was like, this guy's got it.
Geoff Fienberg, thank you for being in studio with me all week. This was a lot of fun. Hopefully, if this goes well, I mean, the numbers are doing fantastic. Very good numbers. Very highly rated shows. We might have to run this back.
I'll have to return when we have to film the content of Cam being your butler when Minwoo Lee wins the Masters.
I almost want to retract now because it's probably going to happen. But
maybe
I hope you guys hit the casino.
Maybe you should
go to the casino.
No, we're not. Geoff is flying out like in an hour, so we didn't make it down to the casino. Either way, I'm Pat Mayo. Thank you for watching. Share the show around. Every retweet gets you a ballot in the draw as well on Twitter at the PME. So highly consider that of sharing the show around. But download it, rate and review, do all that fun stuff. Thank you all for watching. I'm Pat Mayo. Go win some bucks, all right? I'll see you next time.
Pat Mayo Experience.
Awesome. Good show, guys.
That was crazy. That was